Yeah, and that, of course, means Envy is going to wind up falling down to that loser's bracket match. They're going to wind up going against United, who lost on the other stream 3-1 to Team Liquid. That, of course, means that it sets up now Gold Coin United versus Team Liquid. We have FENIX going up against his former team, LOCODOCO going up against his former team.
Too many good storylines.
Mark.
Too many good storylines.
That one will wind up being a match for tomorrow. So to close out our day and hear more about that Gold Coin United victory, let's send it on over to our analysts.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Challenger team is victorious here in our first series of the promotion tournament. So moving on, as was mentioned, to play Liquid tomorrow to qualify for the summer split. But hey, happened in 4 games, 3-1 over Envy. Let's talk about how it fell their way.
Yeah, honestly, fairly close games, I would say. I think GCU just ended up being a more complete team. We were talking kind of off camera that it felt like some of the Envy members didn't deliver. LIRA potentially is like the best jungler in the North American continent right now. It didn't seem to look like it. What's interesting is his stats looked a bit normal to the regular season. Obviously, these guys do lose a lot of games, Envy does, but just by eye test, it didn't seem like we had the same kind of influence out of LIRA. It didn't seem to keep SANTORIN down when he probably should have.
Right, and although his stats, as you mentioned, his singular stats may have been somewhat reminiscent of his split, the team as a whole wasn't out to as many dominant early leads as we had seen in the split. And that kind of feeds to that eye test that you're talking about. He didn't look like he was having an impact on the game in multitudes of situations.
Yeah, and specifically, I want to point out the fact that Ninja was clearly getting outclassed by FENIX here. This was, I think, a very stark difference, especially when you saw the LeBlanc game come out and he had like 1 to 2 solo kills in lane. The LeBlanc comes through and just smashes the Vladimir. And it's like, look, Ninja, you don't look good on team fighters anyway. Like, we've seen your Cassiopeia games, you lose almost all of them, your Victor games, etc. Like, just keep trying to find the assassin that you can kind of get out of lane and do something else with, and you just get kind of blasted in the assassin matchup.
Right, so Envy didn't hit the mark we were expecting them to hit. But let's talk about these guys, the winners of the series, because I'm very impressed with their composure to come in and play their game up against a team that they know likes to play fast in the early game and really deliver controlled victories. I love to see that out of a Challengers team.
Yep, honestly, was happy with GCU as a team. MADLIFE and MASH do make for a good bot lane. I'm sure most internet's going to say it's all MADLIFE, but honestly, MASH looks pretty reasonable as well. He's always been a, top 10-ish caliber bot laner, which is solid for a situation like this, where, he seems to be doing well, and maybe this is his year, right? Maybe with MADLIFE helping out and LOCODOCO coaching, maybe MASH finally gets his first really good year as a player. That might happen. You don't know. FENIX still clearly on form. Again, MADLIFE's still very good. And SANTORIN also looked pretty good. He's been returning to maybe some of that TSM form.
Well, especially in this game, we saw the focus around the mid lane. SANTORIN really aiding in FENIX getting ahead there in the early game. There were quite a few standout performances across all of the teams, though today we had to focus on a single player. So we're going to talk about FENIX in that mid lane, bringing it home for GCU.
Yeah, FENIX great. Here's a shockwave that kind of sets up LIRA. It ends up getting him killed pretty easily when he comes through afterwards. But honestly, belts out plenty of damage. You heard the cast talk about at the end of this game. Sorry, the game 4, not the one on your screen, but the fact that the LeBlanc game where he, here we go, this is the LeBlanc game. And Ninja just, fails to flash chains. He just, for some reason, thinks single pool blocks it. I don't know what that was supposed to be about.
That made me so angry.
Yeah, it's a little silly. But, I mean, FENIX outclassed his opponent. I think he is easily the best mid laner in the promo tournament. I expect him to keep hard carrying games. And if GCU does make LCS, it is, in my opinion, off the back of FENIX.
That's the thing I was about to say. Remember that when FENIX was in the LCS,
he was top 3 LCS.
He was argued top. I was going to say top 5. Top 3 is absolutely somewhere you could put him. So
Bjergsen, Jensen, and him, and in any order you could have considered it.
Exactly, and so that's the thing. We have to remember how much we talk about the talent on the LCS rosters. We have to remember how much talent is also on these challenger squads that are coming up against them here this weekend. Yeah. And again, those that deliver on the day, they're the ones who are going to come out with the victory. But with one day in the books, it's time now to pull up the bracket, see how the teams stand. The victorious Team Liquid and Gold Coin United are going to face off tomorrow, with the winner locking their place in the 2017 Summer Split. That will be broadcasted on NALCS 1. Meanwhile, over on NALCS 2, Team Envy fight to retain their spot in the North American LCS against United, with the loser of that match spending the next split in the Challenger Series. So obviously, there's a whole lot riding on that second series, because the loser of Team Liquid Gold Coin United will still have one more opportunity to qualify for the NALCS. That's what they earned today with their victories.
Right, they earned some padding here, but we're going to see Liquid or GCU qualify into the LCS, which is going to be fun. It's the feel-good match. The other one is the feel-sad match, and then with that hope for redemption there that maybe you can win your rematch, assumedly, on Sunday.
Well, so Team Liquid looked pretty good today, at least on an
outside the slow start.
I was going to say, outside of the slow start, and then individually talking talking about Rainover and Doublet. Those guys had pretty large performances. What you just saw out of Gold Coin United, do you think they have what it takes to deal with the bot lane lead that will be built by Team Liquid?
I think it's going to be closer. I have a lot of faith in MADLIFE, and Mash, again, has held his own pretty well. He has not had to play against Doublelift in over a year, so maybe it looks a bit different, but I think the bot lane is going to look closer. I think their jungle will do better as well. I trust Santorin more than I trust Gilius to kind of match up here. So I think it's a closer matchup. I would still give the edge to Liquid, but I think this is, we're not going to be those 30-minute win, 30-minute win, 30-minute win.
All right, and final thing, the other series, Envy versus E United. And Envy not hit the mark as we expected to today. Do you think they'll return to form and maybe LIRA will get to, you know, really put on a show for us?
I mean, the funny thing is the return to form is being 3-15. So I think it's still a very close match. I still thought that Envy was actually going to win against GCU. Obviously, that didn't happen here. I still think Envy is favored, but by watching them play today, it's clearly pretty close, and I think that one's super tight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us tonight. So from all of us here, on behalf of myself, the Caster's entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more league action. Good night.